No matter your age, sex, or nationality, you might find yourself in this confusing spot of not knowing where to put your hard-earned money. Is it index funds? Is it IRA? Is it real estate? Crypto? The fact that you're asking these types of questions tells me that you have more than the bare minimum amount of money needed to actually live. And if you don't, you might be willing to eat ramen noodles a couple of years just so you can invest that money and let it grow. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about one investment you can make that literally nobody talks about. An option that can give you returns above anything you've ever seen before and with minimal risk. Something that gives you both immediate returns that you can see and measure, as well as humongous future benefits. Watch till the end of this video to find out what it is and why it's so powerful. My name's Alex and I help young misguided men navigate through the land of modern day self-improvement by building a much more realistic view of the world. Join me on this war against misinformation by subscribing. Let's get into it. So the first thing that comes to my mind, as well as yours probably when it comes to investing, is real estate. The problem with real estate is that the barrier of entry is super high. And even if you manage to get your foot through the door, it can be difficult to navigate the landscape if you don't know what you're doing. Especially now with the real estate boom at its active peak and the interest rates increasing, you can't even really do the good old trick of lending some money and then using that money as a down payment and then getting people to rent the property and then earning passive income that way. It's difficult. What other options do you have? Well, index funds are a nice, safe way to hold your money, but the problem with those are that even their returns barely beat inflation on a yearly basis. And in addition, you're giving your money away to some guy in a suit hoping that he doesn't gamble it away. I mean, look at the drama that happened a couple of years ago with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. People were holding their hard-earned money in crypto in FTX, hoping that it goes up. Turns out that the owner was a bit of a scumbag. So they ended up losing basically everything. So even though the risk of index funds and all of these types of low risk investments is truly low, you can still lose everything that you've worked for. Which brings us to the third point, cryptocurrency. You can definitely listen to the crypto gurus that tell you technical analysis is the way to go and there's this triangle pattern here, and if you buy at this spot then it goes up and now you make money, but if you sell here then you also make money, and it's so simple. Really, day trading and trading in general is no better than gambling. Because think about it, you have a 50% chance because you don't really know where the price is going to go. Technical analysis is bullshit in its entirety. You have a 50% chance to make a return on your investment. And if we factor in the fees of these platforms, we actually get less than 50%, meaning that if you trade in the long run, you will lose money. It's really no better than gambling. Just like in a casino, you have less than 50% chance of winning money. Gambling should always be a leisure activity. If you have the money and you're not afraid to lose it, then yeah, go to a casino, play some blackjack, invest in some crypto. It's all gambling and it should be fun and not just a way to make money. Now, I'll admit, I actually love crypto. It's a great way to hide your income, commit tax fraud, buy illegal stuff online, and yeah, it's quick too. I'm joking. But strictly making money with crypto, unless you're a long-term holder and you have the extra income to spend on that, I don't suggest doing that either. Now, of course, if you're an institutional trader, you can actually make good returns long-term. But then again, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to learn all of the intricacies of trading. So if you're someone who knows nothing about it and wants nothing to do with it, you will need an option that actually gives you returns with minimal effort. And that something is you. Investing in yourself is relatively low risk, high return. In addition, it doesn't require anyone to be on the losing side. So instead of investing into an index fund ran by some guy in a suit that just wants to make a profit off of your money to a company that's gonna end up selling you shit anyways, invest in yourself. Now, I'm not about to give you the generic advice of investing into your mental health, getting a psychologist, although I do support that idea. But investing into yourself is the pinnacle of self-improvement that a lot of gurus seem to have forgotten over the past years. Don't believe me? Just listen to these jolly happy testimonials.
$1,000 invested in yourself, in my opinion, is going to go a lot further than any other investment you're going to make.
By far the best investment you can make is in yourself. Nobody can take it away from you.
Yeah, investing in yourself
especially learning from somebody who is already doing what you want to do, is not risky.
And I thought I was being original with this video idea. That's embarrassing. But investing in yourself can be a tough concept to wrap your head around, so I'm gonna try to explain it so that even a 5-year-old would understand. No offense. So I'll be giving you 3 ways you can actually invest into yourself and how I've done it personally and the results I've seen with those. Point number 1 is education. Now, I don't mean just going to a university and ending up spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a degree that you don't really need. I'm talking about education on things that you genuinely need. So these can come in the forms of books, they can come in the forms of courses, mentorships, everything really that requires a down payment for your education is great. Instead of torrenting courses, which believe me, I've done myself, buy them because they will increase your adherence to the information. If you put thousands of dollars onto a mentorship or a course or a private community, you will find yourself actually holding yourself accountable for this money that you've spent and the effort that you need to put in to learn that information properly. The only difficult thing here is distinguishing which of this information actually is valuable and worth your money. And with so much bullshit information, fake gurus and scam artists out there in this self-development industry, it really can be difficult to distinguish the good information from the bad. But worry not, I'll be making a video precisely on how to do that. So subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss it. The second point where you should be investing is your health and well-being. Now I know it sounds gay, but hear me out. There are people out there that genuinely think eating ramen noodles for years and years while investing all of the leftover money into the S&P 500 is the way to go and the way to achieve financial freedom. We all know it's not. You'll effectively just be holding your money if the S&P 500 actually performs well enough to beat inflation. In this case, the S&P 500 has been down ever since the pandemic. Now I have some money in index funds, but honestly, I don't trust them enough. Ever since the entire market crashed, I realized that these market tracking index funds are simply not the way to go. But coming back to health, there are people out there that don't invest a lot, but they work hard for decades, letting their body and mental health and all of that deteriorate. Now I said I wouldn't be mentioning mental health, so I'm gonna just focus on physical health. Your physical health is the only thing keeping you alive. Think about it. If you let that deteriorate while making lots and lots of money, you'll end up spending that money on expensive treatments and surgeries anyways. So why not just simply skip that step, and instead of pushing your money into these index funds, you actually push that into a gym membership, into a nutrition plan, a personal trainer. Why don't you actually go to a boxing gym, for an example? Or why don't you run in marathons or compete? This is all investing into your physical health. Instead of investing into some other guy's business, invest in your body. It's the best business you have. It's the most long-running business, and it is a business that eventually will die, but you might as well enjoy the time that you're actually in this business, aka being alive. Money has no value if you're not alive to actually use it. So please, take that small investment. You don't need more than $150 per month, really, including the gym membership, a couple personal training sessions, some healthy supplements, some healthy food. You don't need that much. Just invest in yourself. You will live longer. You will enjoy life a lot more than if you were obese and rich. I actually made a video going more in depth about this topic as well, so you can check it out somewhere in the corner over here. Now, the third place you can actually invest besides your education and your well-being is your own business. Not some guy in a suit. Make a business and start pushing money into that. Do you really think the S&P 500 or any other index fund has your best interest in mind? No, they don't. Oh, but it's diversification, so if I invest in 500 businesses, then if one of them goes broke, then at least I'll have a couple more. Bullshit. Do you really know what the 456th business in the S&P 500 does with your money? Unless you're someone who's doing extensive fundamental analysis, in which case you're probably better off being an institutional trader instead of actually investing into index funds. But unless you're that, you don't really know where your money is going. The thing is, even if the risk level of index funds is super low, you can still lose everything. And what will you learn from it? Not to invest in that index fund again? Nothing really. If you invest into your own business, it's basically zero risk, because if you put $1,000 into an idea and it fails, well, you learned your lesson, the most valuable lesson in life. You will never make that same mistake again. You might even improve your strategy. Hey, if the investment works out, then great, do it again. The average age of a first-time founder in the US is 42. You're still a child, you still have time. Invest in your skill set, your education, your physical and mental health, and once you get that golden idea, go all in on that. You already have your longevity, your health, your skills, your charisma, you have all of that covered. So just push money into this idea that you're passionate about and believe in. Now, in conclusion, I don't think index funds and all of these different investment vehicles are inherently bad. You can still definitely make lots of money with them, but these are things you should start investing in once you have a stable income of money that you don't really need. If your business is running great, your health is great, you are smart, you've maxed out every single aspect of your life essentially, then yeah, you can start pushing money into other companies that give you 10% a year, barely beating inflation. That's fine. But if you're just starting out, or maybe you've done this for a while and haven't seen good returns, that's because you don't know jack shit. Investing should be about pushing your money into an investment vehicle, whether it's a stock or a fund or whatever it may be, and just forgetting about it. And then coming back a decade later and seeing, oh, I made a decent amount of money here, and dividends and stuff like that. If you're designing a character in a video game, would you really max out the trait of them having a 50% chance of making a 10% return on any investment that they would make? No, you max out stuff like strength, power, agility, charisma, all of the things that our primal brain likes, all the things that are actually useful in life. And then you start hoping that they actually see success, whether it's financially or, completing the storyline. You will need to invest money into yourself and into your ability to actually be successful. And trust me, that ability is not knowing about crypto or knowing about index funds or knowing about which stock goes up and which stock goes down. This will all come later in life, if at all. Trust me, once you start pouring money into yourself, you will see much more success in every single area of your life. Because you're not investing into someone else's business, you're investing into yourself and your own experience. It's a bit embarrassing to admit this, but I spent over 1.2k on supplements this week alone. Is it a good investment? I would argue probably not. Probably half of these supplements are completely fucking useless, but hey, I'm investing into my education. I'm learning about myself. I'm learning about this pharmacology stuff. At the end of the day, I don't even feel sorry for putting that money down. Whereas if I put 1.2k into VQQ or whatever that index fund is called, Vanguard something 500, I would not see that money for a while. And if I'm lucky, like really, really lucky, I might see $100 coming from that 1.2k that I invested in a year. So at the end of the day, it's all personal preference, but please stop worrying about where to invest your money. Invest into the things that give you actual real returns over your lifetime, okay? I mean, Warren Buffett is definitely a good person to listen to when it comes to investment advice, but how is his health doing? How are his relationships? What other skills does he have besides investing? You need to max out every possible aspect of your life. I pay $40 every month for a gym membership. I bought dozens of books, dozens of courses. I haven't bought a mentorship just yet, but I will definitely do that once I get a mentor that I actually look up to. All of these things are investing into myself, and once I have another company, which I closed my previous one because it just didn't work out, I had too much stress for me, then I will start pushing money into that as well. Question is, do you have your investment priorities straight? Are you investing into things that actually give you freedom to do whatever you want? Or are you investing into things that give you financial freedom only? How are you going to enjoy your vacation in Dubai if you walk on crutches? How are you going to enjoy riding around with motorcycles in Thailand if you can barely fit on one? Think about it. Your health is most important. And if you're still not convinced, I actually made a video on specifically how chasing riches will eventually make you unhappy. You can check this one out here. If you enjoyed this video, share it with someone who might find it useful as well. And remember, fly high.